Hello and welcome back to Doncaster. So, you've seen the previous two episodes. It's been a very busy day. Obviously, these episodes are spread out, but now it is the time to have a trip to the northeast. So, I'm going to be going from here, Doncaster, obviously, with a stop off at Darlington. I spend about an hour there, and then from there, I will then head on to Newcastle. Now, that's a station I've always wanted to see. As well as when we're at Darlington as well, I want to delve into and have a little talk about maybe the Darlington and Stockton Railway, which has an incredible amount of history attached to it. So nonetheless, let's crack on. So I've got about 10 minutes until my service arrives, and then I will venture on to Darlington. So yeah, welcome back again as we explore the northeast of England. Now, you've already seen the episode with Purple, and whilst he was there filming, I ventured further up north. So my Azuma service took me further up the East Coast Main Line, and the next stop would be York Railway Station, which of course we have been to before. So it was time to get comfortable and enjoy the journey up to Newcastle. However, I have to film the arrival into York, it's a magnificent station. But further on, we thundered past a Class 60 freight, which caught me very much by surprise, but we got some of it nonetheless. So onwards we went, and there were stops at Northallerton, as well as arriving into Darlington, which is steeped full of railway history. So this is where I got off before we hit Newcastle, and I'm going to explain to you more on the history of this fantastic northeastern station. Well then, so here we are at Darlington, which is my middle point of this particular journey, and I have one word: wow, what a station. I was not expecting this. Fantastic roof. You can see it's got some original features with some coat of arms, and to be fair, I did touch on the fact that this place does have a tremendous amount of history, and there's one of the fast Hitachi Transpennines over that way. Ooh, there's going to be a lot for me to see here, isn't there? So very much looking forward to this. So we've got an hour here before we then get onto the next service and go to Newcastle. But yeah, Darlington is the point of focus, so let's go and have a look. And while I'm getting to the next point, let's tell you about Darlington. The railways arrived at Darlington in March of 1841, and at one point it used to be known as Darlington Banktop. In the present day, it is an LNER managed station and has 4 platforms. Unsurprisingly, it also holds Grade 2 star listed status for the original part of the station building. Not only that, it is the location of the world's first commercial steam railway, which we will touch on shortly. It is also worth mentioning that the current station was designed by T. Harrison and William Bell of the North Eastern Railway at a cost of £81,000, which equates to £9.5 million in today's money. So as I've mentioned, Darlington has a tremendous amount of history, and it is actually the location of the first commercial railway in the UK. So they've got a whole thing here about it, and I'm just going to read it. So it says, the concept of public rail transport with locomotives originated in the town of Darlington. The Stockton and Darlington Railway was promoted, financed and established chiefly by citizens of Darlington and Stockton, with the transport of coal from southwest Durham, from the collieries to Stockton-on-Tees for shipment to the south. The line between Wetton Park and Stockton was opened on the 27th of September 1825. The company's first engine locomotion, which hauled the train on that day, stood at this station for many years until its removal to the Darlington North Road Station Railway Museum in 1975. So the railway proved to be of great benefit, and obviously since then, well, we all know what's happened to the railways since then. It's gone on leaps and bounds and progressed, and obviously it's gone across into Europe, things like that. So this was a birthplace of many things that have come since then that have been brilliant, engineering marvels. Obviously the influence of George Stephenson, etc. like that is absolutely brilliant. So I'll get a little wide shot of all the plaques so you can see it. But yeah, if you don't know about this railway, look it up. Fantastic. And like I said, it feels like a bit of an honour really to be stood at this station with the history that it's got. You know, it's not just somewhere that's famous for you know, I don't know how to put it really. It's where things started, and I think it's a pinnacle point, you know. And also this station, unsurprisingly, is Grade 2 star listed. So you know, it's fantastic to see, and it's actually a privilege to be here. So yeah, a bit more of a look around Darlington, and then it'll be the train to Newcastle. This has been fantastic and very much worth it. After having a great look around Darlington and learning a lot about the Stockton and Darlington Railway, it was time to head on the train and head to my final destination before heading back to Doncaster, which is the capital of the North East at Newcastle. So let's sit back, relax and enjoy the rest of the journey, and keep an eye out for the Class 66 freight line as we approach. So here we are at Newcastle Railway Station, which is the end point for this journey, and it's been really good, apart from the fact that I'm really tired. I've been on the move now since 4 in the morning, so the fatigue is setting in, but nonetheless this is another fantastic station. It's got elements of York in it, obviously it's part of the same line, so it goes hand in hand, but nonetheless we've got an hour into our venture back to Doncaster to meet up with Purple. So yeah, let's get some shots of Newcastle and tell you all about the past and the present of this magnificent Geordie station. This Grade 1 listed station opened in 1850. It opened as Newcastle on Tyne Central. It is, however, commonly known as Newcastle Central even today. It is an extremely busy station with services heading all over the country with its 11 platforms. Newcastle Station is also an interchange with its Tyne and Wear Metro, which operates beneath the main station. When it opened in 1850, the station was given a royal opening when Queen Victoria visited to formally open the station. The station here at Newcastle has also seen a lot of changes over the years, however the most recent being the finalisation of electrification way back in 1991. And there we have it. A northeastern trip on the railway from Doncaster, Darlington and Newcastle, and my train is just behind me ready to take me all the way back down to Doncaster, and it's been extremely fun. This has been a great day. There's going to be more episodes coming out after all this lot. So obviously I'm in the northeast today. Tomorrow will be totally different. I'll be exploring the northwest, so let's see what that brings, but you'll be with me week after week. So yeah, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time down the line in the northwest of England.